County Magazine and Podcast. And today we are talking with Michael and Michelle Thurston. They have been with us once before, but we're going to get an update. They own Hills and Valleys Refuge here in Atlanta, Texas. And that is a nonprofit organization, and they help a lot of foster children. So I'm going to let you kind of take over, tell us what you're about, and we'll go from there.
We are a transitional home that our aim is to take 18 to 20-year-olds and catch them when they exit the system. We're building a big home. We have 31 acres, and we are going to give them a mentor, job training. We have apprenticeship programs. We want to teach them discipline through cultivating gardens, raising animals, and just let them know that they are loved and a part of our society and that they are valuable every day.
Also a biblical foundation.
Yes.
Yes, that we always got to put that in the head, because without him, we are all nothing, right?
Amen.
But with him, everybody is everything. So,
Amen.
all right, the last time we spoke about Hills and Valleys, you were basically still in the vision stage. Y'all had not started building. You did have the land, but no signs up or anything. Tell us where you're at now, a year later.
So where we are is that it's been put up. We've got doors, we've got windows, we have walls, we've got it's coming in. Praise the Lord. It's getting there. We have all the stuff to put in the electrical. We have showers, we have bathtubs. It's just watching God work to see everything. It's been amazing because, like you said, it was a vision before and, God had showed it to us, and just to see how he works and just to see how that vision is just coming alive it's nothing but a blessing to us. Watching what is coming up and where the transitional homes, it's like taking those piece of puzzles, just like you see all the puzzles before in that vision, and now those puzzle pieces are coming together and you're like, I'm getting a picture. So it's definitely a blessing watching it.
So let me tell you, I drove out there the other day because I wanted to see what had happened, because the last time I drove out there, there was nothing.
Yes.
There was no sign,
Raw land.
just raw land. And I got to look at it, and the hills and the valleys of the actual property is amazing. But then I went out there the other day, and when you drive down there, first of all, there's a sign that tells you where to turn into. And then once you drive down back through there, all of a sudden you see this massive house. And I was really shocked, to be honest with you. I had no idea how big it was going to be. I mean, it is a nice facility, and he was in there working. Were you doing electricity?
Yes,
He
I'm
was in
running
the
electrical this time.
as does Michelle. But like right now, you're splitting your time for work for his family to pay the bills, but he's also got a lot of work that he does for free out there. And so they're needing a lot of contributions, sponsorships, that kind of thing. One of the things that I found that was really neat, and I don't know whose idea this was, but as I was walking through the house, they have different scriptures written on the door, and going up the stairs, there's different scriptures on every one of them. And then the next thing I thought was really cool is, like, in the living room area or the den area, it'll say sponsor me. And I know, like, Church on the Rock is going to be sponsoring. What area do they have? The family
It's like
room?
a family room, hangout,
Kind of like the
study.
family room. And so they're going to be sponsoring that entire room and get it put together. So if you guys are looking for something that is out there and that we're really needing as far as the Christian atmosphere for these kids, this is a perfect place to donate your time, effort, and money. And tell us what you're looking for right now as far as maybe people that can help these children learn about living out in the real world.
And what we really need is mentors, someone to come alongside each child. Take one child and
Just one.
never give up. Just be that listening ear, be that shoulder to cry on, be that strong rock that when they push you back, you will stand firm and say, I love you, you are valuable, and I am here for you. It's probably one of our greatest needs. We have some work days coming up. I can let you know. I'll schedule it. I did a list last night of 52 people just to volunteer for construction alone.
That is awesome.
So they can come alongside me, my one-man band.
Yeah, uphill, absolutely. And like I said, it's really amazing when you walk in, and y'all want people to come out there and look, right?
Please.
Yes.
I'll
So
pray,
go
I'll
out. If you
scriptures.
don't know where it is exactly, tell them how to get there.
Okay, if you get on US 59, the interstate, head towards Linden, there's a big hill and a hard curve and a public rest stop. That is County Road 1110. You turn right on County Road 1110, and we are the first driveway on the side of the road. There's a green gate, a ginormous sign that was made and donated to us by Texarkana Metal in Texarkana.
Thank you, Texarkana Metal.
Thank you very much. It's a huge white sign that says Hills and Valleys. You can't see the home from the driveway, but the grand gate's open. You just drive up the driveway and it opens up to a massive field. And our big house is right there, just front and center.
Yeah. So let me tell you, when you're driving back there, because I missed it the first time, but there was no sign. But this time, y'all know where the rest area is on 59. It's the road right before it. And as you're driving down, don't go flying down because it's really pretty close. And the driveway is kind of hidden. So you have to look backwards to kind of see the driveway. But you'll see the sign now. And when you're going down the driveway, it's really not a full driveway yet.
No, it's a country driveway.
It's a country driveway. So don't think that you're at the wrong spot. No. Keep driving and just follow along and you will see the house there. And then y'all got 30, how many acres?
31 acres.
31 acres. That's amazing. All right. Now, besides that, I also saw a couple of tiny.
Yes.
So do tell about that.
So you want to do that?
Yeah,
You want to?
I did.
Phase 2.
Phase 2. So phase 2 of our nonprofit is that the kids will be housed in the transitional home for 6 months.
That's the big home.
Yes. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to make a connection not only with the counselor and accountability and the mentor, is that we want to get to know these kids because, they come in without trust. They have been on the struggle bus for a while. And so we want to get to know them, to love on them, just to kind of work through some of those things before we put them in their own mini house. So the second phase is to go into a mini house. We haven't decided it may be on their own or it may be with a roommate. Yes. And so they will finish their phases in that mini house so that we can prepare them for adulthood. Because in the housing on there,
because that scary is, without problems. But if you're coming in as a foster child and having those trust issues, being out there by yourself is kind of scary.
Yes. And so in that mini house, what they're going to do is then we get them prepared for a job. We work with them for that last phase so that they're not in the house and then all of a sudden, now it's time.
No, real world.
And so we want to prepare them for the real world. What we're working, that's what we're right here.
Get up, try again.
Yes, but we're still going to do things in the transitional home, such as have dinners and counseling and all that. So it's kind of like, we're just in the backyard, but we're going to still love on them, still walk with them to prepare them for
month budget.
Yes.
They're paying bills every month.
You know what? That's huge. Or even working a bank account.
Yes.
I know when my son graduated, you would think they would know how to write a check.
No, ma'am.
No.
And that's not taught. And so that's really important, how to budget, how to not get into debt, how to pay things with cash, right?
Yes. Have cooking classes.
Oh, yeah. Besides how to boil water, right? Okay. So and tell us about each one of those phases.
Okay, so there are 3 different phases. So phase 1 is the initial phase.
Intake.
Coming into the house, the intake. And what that is going to look like is that they're going to come in, they're going to learn how to volunteer. They're going to learn how to serve. Because one thing that we've learned with our kids coming in with trauma is that we look past our trauma when we start to serve others, help others.
Absolutely.
And
that's with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on somebody else and you forget about yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Selfless.
Easy to
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll start with counseling, mentor, get them connected with someone, Bible studies, daily Bible studies.
Let's stop right there because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, what denomination are you being taught?
Yes.
So explain that to me and let's let people know that it is Christian based, not denominational based.
Yeah.
So,
well, the Bible says that we are to help orphans and widows, and He gave that job to us.
Absolutely.
So the Bible is for everyone. And that is where we are not saying, okay, you've got to be spirit filled or you have to be a Baptist. Because
that's what God gives us.
Yes.
Free choice, free will.
Right? Yes. We believe that the fact is that, the Bible says that you are to know Christ.
Yeah. So we want to teach on the way Christ taught his disciples.
Yeah.
Right. Which was not a denomination.
Yes.
It was just
there's no boundaries to loving and following and serving in the Lord.
Exactly. If anything, we should be overdoing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
describe us as a Bible believing Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even for me, I mean, I grew up saying, oh, I'm Baptist. Oh, I'm Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I answer, well, I'm a Christian.
Amen.
That's all
I'm
that
a
matters,
Christ
right? Is
follower.
exactly. Christ followers, but Christians. And so that's really important. Okay. Sorry, I've jumped out of
No,
it.
It's all
So,
good.
no.
so that's step one, phase one. Keep going with that.
Phase 2.
So phase 2 is going to be getting ready for those job skills. We have been praying about it, and we decided we're going to start with young men first. And because we're taking young men, that is a time to get them connected to job training, shadow me. So
Do an
hey,
apprenticeship
yes,
program.
apprenticeship. There we go, apprenticeship. So that is when we'll start the apprenticeship program.
And y'all are going to be looking for lots of those, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
anybody out there that has any type of trade that they would love to mentor a young male to help follow along, and it will be females later on.
Yes.
But right now we're just starting
Yes.
with
Yeah.
the men. Please reach out to these guys
Yes.
and we'll get all that information to you. But go ahead.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for Tony Langford, a Texarkana construction, men that have those hands-on trades. And we're also, again, if you know how to cook or cut hair, because we want those kind of trades as well, because we want our kids to have the opportunity to know, hey, this is what my passion is. Because a lot of these kids are coming in with that passion. We learn our passion from our parents.
Right.
My mom, she worked in the copier business. And so I may not have chose to work in a copier business, but when I go around a copier, I'm relaxed because I know how to do it. It's something that they did.
Right.
And that's kind of what we want them to, is to come in and look at different trades, whether it's baking, whether it's gardening, whether it's learning how to put in a septic system.
Right.
And
Well, and not just trades. Phase 2 will involve college if they choose.
yes.
Okay.
We partnered with Texarkana College. They're on board with getting the kids signed up, get them caught up. And we will go on.
How will that work financially?
Okay, so all wards of the state that are foster kids get a free ride to Texas State College.
Okay.
Full tuition.
But since these guys are now 18 or older, are they still considered foster?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They have extended foster care until they're 21,
Perfect.
as long as they're employed or in school of any kind.
Yes. That's pretty awesome.
So our program will probably qualify for both.
Yeah, I would think so.
We haven't cut that red tape yet, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because see, I had no idea that was available. So that's incredible. That's a big start. Okay. So phase 2 is to get them starting to work, how we as adults function in this world, things to do. So what is phase 3?
So phase 3 is going to be getting them in a mini house, giving them job training, responsibility, learning how to do financing with the job.
Daily chores on the farm. We're going to grow a huge community garden, bring the young adults and sell our produce. My company, Thurston Associates, aims at building a shop soon as the house is done. And I would love to teach any and all woodworking skills. We have a mechanic who says he'll come teach mechanicing classes.
That's incredible.
So that's just one more way we're going to fuel the finances once we're open. Is I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. The trades saved my little hard-headed teenage self.
Yeah.
So I would love to teach them from the ground up and to sell it, how to market it. And then, at the end, what do you do with your money? How's your budget?
Yeah.
So just full circle.
That is incredible. I love that. So as far as needing volunteers, needing business owners to step up, this would be a great place for them to actually do that. Okay. Have there been any unexpected challenges during the construction that's going on? Or is it all going pretty easy?
You tell me, what do you think? I think it's going good.
Our biggest thing is finding the right contractors, or finding someone and that's what
was willing to work.
Yes, willing to work, and finding a contractor that is not busy, and that's anywhere these days.
Yeah,
it's finding the right contractors. I mean, we were blessed with Pink Ham Construction.
Pink Ham?
Yes.
Pink Ham
Construction. Pink Ham Construction out of New Boston,
Texas. Yes, but it took a while for us to find the right contractor.
We called many.
Yes, and people were coming in, not giving us bids, a long wait.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so that was
God's timing.
It was God's timing. Yes. Because you know how that is when you get frustrated. You're like, okay, Lord, this is on your timing. And I know it is.
Yeah. That's really hard for anybody. I tell you what, we want it now. Yeah. We want it now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. What has the community's response been as people have watched the project go? I can imagine they saw you at the beginning. Now they're like, these guys are legit.
They're real.
That's a big thing, because at first people are like, what's going on? So tell me about that.
Well, and with our You know, when we did our prayer and scripture day, we had almost 200
Mhm.
people
Come and
that
go.
came.
People we've never met
We had never.
That is awesome.
Yes. So
from all over Cascade.
yeah,
That
it's
is
definitely a
awesome.
blessing of watching people that you're like, you did know we were there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that is the biggest thing about Hills and Valleys Refuge is we want to get the word out, not only for these young adults that are coming, but our mentors and accountability partners. We want to be in Atlanta, not just Texarkana, because we have, you know, it's been easy as far as Texarkana, but getting this community, especially a
To rally.
small
Yeah.
niche, but we want our churches, because we're just around the corner.
That's what we are.
Yep.
Yes. This is our
Yes.
hometown. Anything inside Cass County specifically, but Atlanta and Linden are really, really close.
Yes.
So we had one nice seasoned trauma teacher give
Say that
us
again.
a seasoned trauma teacher.
Okay.
So she only has the hard kids for 25 years.
She doesn't have trauma.
No,
She-
kid. She gave us a very thorough questioning.
Good. Okay.
And at the end of it, we won our approval.
Yes.
That's
But it was a challenge
yeah.
to answer some of the questions that she shot our way, because some of it we're still working on, like the handbook and the rules and the regulations.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes behind this. It's not just give us money and we're going to build this and it's
No.
done.
No.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So
Yes,
tell us some
ma'am.
of those behind the scene things that I never even thought about having a handbook. So tell me some of those things like that most people go like, well, yeah, they do need that.
Yes. A few weeks ago, I went to visit Faith and Fostering.
In Shreveport, Louisiana.
So they are a program in Shreveport, Louisiana that are actually, she's been around it since 2000 and she started as a cause advocate. And I love because her story is kind of like mine. She just had this heart and passion. She was like, something's got to be done, you know, and I loved her because she was like, Michelle, if you ain't got the Holy Spirit, you can't do this. And I'm like, yes, I understand where you're at. And so they have a program and they're actually just about to start transitional homes there themselves in Louisiana. But she started as the Engaged to help young adults to get their education. Because like I said, you didn't know, because that's the biggest thing that we've been working.
Right.
It took us 6 months to help her get any program stuff back. Somebody to get us down the right route. So the Lord has been showing us, hey, these are the caseworkers that you need to know. This is the paperwork that you need to know. And
these are the judges that sign executive orders at midnight.
yes, they make it look so easy, and it's not.
No.
And that's where these young adults are struggling. Because if it took me 6 months to figure it out and get it done,
The kids would walk away.
yes. And so then these kids are
They get
coming out of the
lost.
Yeah.
system. They're ending up in Randy Sam's. They're ending up on the streets, in the hotels. And so the past few years, we've gotten calls from kids to help them. I've
Because
been
even though we're not serving.
yeah,
Right.
yes, we've helped a young lady get into an apartment and got her
Got
furniture.
a GED, we got her a house,
Yep.
furnished, she had a baby.
Awesome.
Yeah, because they can't get
Good money.
help. Also, if they don't have a GED, but
Nope.
yet they were in the system before, back and forth, and then get her GED. So we had to make sure she was in school. Just she may not have been in our house, but we had to say, did you get to school today?
Yeah.
We had to check
I
on.
had to be mama.
We had to be a mama.
Yeah.
And still. And so that's kind of things that we've learned. Had great nonprofits that are walking alongside of us, just like Faith and Fostering Report. Honestly, when I visited her, I've got her handbooks. I have her curriculum. I have,
Just openly share.
yes, because when God brings the right people around, he's
That's
like,
what happens.
Amen.
That's what happens.
Amen.
So when a child first gets out and you find out about them, how is the transition, or I guess, how do you find the kids? Do they find you, or how's that kind of done?
it has been done both ways. We have partnered with Karen Rayfield and Michael and I Street Ministry. We have also partnered with Sterling House Ministry, which is a nonprofit that goes into the streets and feeds
And does Christian counseling.
and does Christian counseling for free. And so we've partnered with them. And so we have gone, like this Saturday, I will be at Street Ministry right next to Randy.
It's by the
Yes.
library downtown
Yeah.
Thurston.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's getting in there plugged in. And a lot of times when you're helping young adults, well, they have your number. And so we've gotten calls. Hey,
So let's say beyond housing, what type of life skills mentoring and support. Now, I know we had talked about this earlier, but basically anything that has to do with hands-on trades, cooking, budgeting, learning to trust again, all those things are going to be incorporated in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I know when I went out there to look, Michael, you showed me one room, which was your heart, you said, which was the caregivers facility.
Yes.
And I know you guys haven't found one yet, but we know that in God's timing, you'll find the right person. But tell me a little bit about what you're looking for in a caregiver and see if anybody's out there that might be that fit.
We're seeking a caregiver with a heart similar to ours. You love children, preferably you've raised a few, so you're seasoned. Doesn't have to be, but we're looking really for a couple, a husband and wife. It'd be better if the kids were graduated because there's just a 1-bedroom suite for the caregiver at Hills Valleys. But someone who was financially responsible enough to be able to step into this for a season of their life and make it their full-time job without big salary.
Right.
Because, we'll have salary, but it's not going to be,
So maybe even somebody that might be a little bit older that is drawing retirement because they have lived, they've brought up their kids, and now maybe they have grandchildren. And you're looking for preferably a couple. What else? What are some other things that what type of duties would they have? Would they be there 7 days a week, or do they get time off, or how's that going to work? Or still working?
Well, I mean, they will get time off. That is something that is it's mandatory.
Yes, because this is a stressful position.
So kind of like a job, you get your pay days off and your sick days. I was thinking like an emergency day.
Yeah.
I need a break.
Yeah.
That 4 Hills and Valleys use, so they could just go over there and hide and look at it.
Right, a little bed and breakfast stuff.
There you go.
Around the house.
So really, I don't think they won't have the normal duties. It'll be a team effort. Cleaning will be a team effort.
But they will be overseeing it, possibly.
They will be, the daily oversight. I love that. It's a great word. Someone who's full of positivity, love, and maybe a little tough love sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
Someone definitely with thick skin, because while you're earning these young adults' trust, they think they can to push you away. But that's all they've ever known.
Right. And they're trying to protect their hearts.
Yes.
Yeah. Because their hearts have been broken too many times. And so they put up walls, and walls are hard to tear down without God's fist. So, yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
Well, and this person will also facilitate to make sure that the adults are they're going to their counseling, they're meeting with their accountability partner, or
scheduling,
working those phases. Because again, with these young adults coming, it is going to be sitting down communicating with them after the end of 6 weeks and saying, hey, did you meet your phases? What did you do? And that caregiver is going to be on site. So that caregiver will be like the parents to kind of help them. Well, did we really meet those phases? Do you really need to work on this? Because if we're not ready to transition for the next phase, we don't want to push them. We'd like to keep them in that first phase.
So there really is no time limit. And somebody may breeze through that first one and go, man, I'm on fire. Got this. I'm ready to move on. Then you may have somebody else that's really been traumatized, and it's going to take a lot longer than somebody else. So there's no time schedule for each child, which is really cool. Okay, as the opening day gets closer, what milestones are you working towards right now? So what's the next thing that's going on? Obviously finish the house.
Yeah. So our next phase is, again, partnering with churches and getting all the paperwork done. The paperwork has been something we've kind of put to the side, and now we're starting to look at it and as what? Okay, what are the kids coming in going to sign? What are we going to partnering with those colleges and going back? Because, we talked to you about, it's been about almost a year.
Yeah. Almost a year.
So going back and saying, okay, we partner with Texarkana College. Let's make sure that we're still good with that. Let's make sure that we have everything all those pieces connected.
Yeah. I do have a question. So I know that's a lot on your end. Is there a professional job that could do that or help with that? I mean,
open ears.
And I'm still looking for my social media and marketing person.
Yes.
So if that is you,
please contact
us. That is another thing that God has matured me to do. Because
because I pushed you a lot.
Public speaking is not my thing. I'm a kindergarten teacher at heart. I love teaching kids. And so that was one thing God has worked on me with. And it's funny because I know he has, because now I've gone in and talked to 200, 300 people, and I will tell you that was one of my greatest fears. It's public speaking.
You know what? Let me tell you this, and this is just kind of big news that I know. Did you know the number one fear of anything, when people ask, what is your number one fear? It's public speaking.
Yes.
It's above death. Most people would prefer to die than to keep
Get up in front of a bunch of people.
I kind of feel them.
It's just really strange how different people react to that, but that is a big fear. And I mean, it'll stop you in your tracks, right? So,
Yes, shut people down.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid-speech.
Yeah, mid-speech, you forget what you're going with. But you just got to remember, the way that I always think about it is they put their pants on just like I do.
Right.
Yes.
You
People
know?
are people.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. People
Just act like you're talking to one person
Mhm.
and the crowd will listen.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay. How can any businesses, churches, and community members help to reach the finish line?
Coming up, I'm making a material list of just some things that we forgot. I will post that on our website.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. You do have a website, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I will post our material list needs. We're still seeking volunteers to do doors, trim, sheetrock, any of the trades, basically.
We will start, if you'd like to help with fundraising. Fundraising
Oh,
is
yeah.
a big thing for us. We do not get grants because we wanted to stay under that biblical foundation.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so a lot of everything that has been done, we did not get loans for. It has been paid for in advance.
So the house right now, as it stands, is paid for.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That is incredible. Yeah, that's great.
And-
So thank you for everybody that's
Amen.
done anything,
Yes.
because
Thank you,
that's
I'm
huge.
anonymous.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we wanted to stay biblically founded, we have everything has come from churches, everything has come from donors.
Yes, businesses.
Yes. And we don't, like I said, we don't press nutty money. We'd rather have prayer because we know God does big things.
God does big.
Yes. But we do have little fundraisers. We just did a bracelet fundraiser from Onyx of Love. We
We have
do-
these beautiful hats
Yeah.
made by a local young man,
Local, which
Yes.
is totally cool.
Yes.
Carter Barrett. He does an amazing job making hats and T-shirts. They're always for sale. We have online and
Yes. And like our t-shirt, I don't know if you see my t-shirt, probably not, but I've got this, and I don't know if you can see the back.
it's our new T-shirt,
There you go.
Rooted in Hope.
Love it. Rooted in hope. And it has a tree foundation because that's where we're getting these kids. This is why we didn't start with the house already, because God showed us that these kids needed a new foundation,
Right.
and that foundation was Him. And so, that's why Hills Valleys means so much seeing that house, because it's not us, it's Him. This is from Turquoise Bandana.
Okay.
And
Out of
so-
Linden?
Yeah, I think so. And she's local, and she was part of it. Like, you pick up t-shirts at the salon here in Atlanta, the one that's just right
Yeah.
over here. And so we're using local people
Mhm.
because we want,
You want the community
Yes.
to own
yeah,
the
to
business.
be a
Yeah, or
part
the
of,
nonprofit.
yes, to be a part of what?
So once these kids get here, do most of them have driver's license or no? Or is there a mixture kind of
They
thing?
probably won't have driver's license.
Okay,
'cause
so
nobody-
how are you going to do that as far as jobs go? Are you going to have like a van, possibly, maybe, that can drop these kids off and pick them up, or take them to church, or how's that going to
Yes,
work?
ma'am. I think in phase 2, that'll be part of what they need to do to accomplish. So we'll get them enrolled in driver's ed. I will teach them how to drive. I've taught all our 6 kids how
That's
to
a
drive.
scary thing.
I aim to teach each one of them to drive a standard
Yes.
vehicle.
Yes.
I've taught all 5 of my kids how to drive a stick, and I'm passionate about that because it's part of the old one.
That's right.
So yeah, we'll just have to get them trained and involved. Once we're open, we'll start looking for like a church van, or
Yeah.
maybe somebody's got an old church van out there they want to donate. That's got
Right.
a bunch of miles and needs a little love. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, that's another thing, like you said, the vehicle. So once our kids get into that phase in that many houses, we are going to start looking for donators of old vehicles, because that's one thing that we've talked about
You're
is
part of
that
that
these
vision.
young adults leaving with a vehicle on
Vehicle.
graduation,
Yeah.
because they have to have a vehicle to get back
Mhm.
and
You
forth.
have to have it right. So, because I know a lot of people, they'll keep a truck or whatever till it's just run down. They'll say,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm just going to take it to the tow yard for $300."
Yeah.
But somebody like you or
Oh,
a mechanic in
yes.
town
Yeah.
can get that $300 vehicle up and running enough to get someone a job and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, and that's
So-
a great write-off. So if
Yeah.
you need a write-off in your business, and you've got
Mhm.
some old, especially like those that are construction and those
Yeah.
that are bigger businesses where they're using those vehicles, and then they just sell them to an auction and things like that. We will take those vehicles, like they,
work on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and work
So
on
that's
them.
the big thing. I mean, we have anybody that will work underneath the hood with me, right? I didn't grow up. My daddy did it all.
Okay.
He's in his 80s now, right?
Right.
Yes. So my car broke down not too long ago, a few months ago. Well, gosh, probably been 6 months ago now, but I got on YouTube and typed in what was wrong because I went and
Yes.
got the reader, the code reader, and it told me what it was. So I went on, YouTube Express or whatever they call it, fixed my car.
Good.
People told him, I was like, I don't want you to do anything.
Just
But
chilling.
but if I mess something up, I want you to stop me so it doesn't cost me longer.
I
So
love
I
it.
had a mentor there doing
Yeah.
that. But my hands are little, and it got back down in there, so I didn't have to drop the transmission or anything like that. I could literally just get that
Awesome.
hand in there. But anyway, so that is really huge
Mhm.
as a single person to know these skills. So somebody that's coming out of foster care,
Yes.
Right.
definitely, because they probably didn't have that fatherly figure to teach them to do it.
No.
So
And
Dollar.
yeah.
she knows how to do an oil change. He's going to sit down. He sat
I
down and
want
taught her
my
how to do it.
daughters and sons to be as independent as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell my kids, even if you don't want to do what I'm teaching you for life, you will know what to look for. You will know what to expect. You will know how to do it on your own if you so choose.
Yeah.
I just want them to be knowledge.
And
Yeah.
open-minded, one thing that
Open-minded.
you can do.
Yeah.
One thing my dad always told me, before you get in the car to drive anywhere, you're going to learn how to change a tire.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got to know how to do those kind of
Yeah.
things.
Yes,
For
ma'am.
sure. Okay, and I'm going to ask one last question. Looking ahead to opening day, so when everything is done, you're saying, what do you think that moment will mean to you personally? You got that key and you're fixing to open the door and let your first foster child in.
For me, it'll be such a blessing because, this moment has been prayed for, and so many people have prayed about this day, and just having the peace of knowing those young adults have somewhere to go. How many times I've helped in the streets and things like that, and I'm like, Lord, is it going to open? Because if I could have just placed her in here,
Maybe we could have avoided some stuff.
we could have avoided some stuff.
Right.
And the Lord has pressed on me that it's not, I got to leave it in the garden. He's going to take care of the roots. And so that's a big thing that I've been working on this year is that it's in God's timing.
Plant the seed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
It'll
but
bloom when it's supposed to.
that opens up just to have a place for these young adults. You don't realize until you start working in street ministry and things what this place is going to do for these young adults. Just a place to say that they can call their own, because you walked into that house. This house is going to be immaculate. It's not like a facility.
No, not at all.
This thing's going to be beautiful.
When we put this house together and things like that, we put this house together
It's a
as
home.
if we're going to
Yes.
live in this is like my dream home with
Yeah.
just a few
Yeah.
extra things.
Yeah.
And so just a place to call their own, just a place, that they're loved and that they don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to be. They don't have to worry about what is my life going to be like, just to have that peace of knowing I can just breathe.
I
I've
agree.
got somebody that is carrying me and walking with me is a blessing. And I just can't wait to see what God is going to do with these young adults.
I bet you're going to be crying that first day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That first
Yes.
because these are going to be your babies, taken care
Yes.
of. And I'm getting chilled
Yes. Yes.
thinking about it. So how are you going to feel personally when that door opens?
Come to completion.
Yes.
This has seemed like a definite mountain we have climbed.
Yeah. So when did you actually start this?
So it's 2004 is when we got our nonprofit status, but it was a year before
No.
that.
No,
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
2024.
Excuse me, 2024. I'm up like 20 years. Yeah. 2024 is when we got our nonprofit status. But God had showed this a year before to me. And Michael, it's funny because he actually had been getting visions about it probably before then.
A couple years ago.
Yes. And he had told me about his visions, and God put our puzzle together because he had a vision of fighting with young men and style. And he was like, there's something God wants me to do with these young men. And it's funny how I thought we were starting with girls. And then God showed, no, it's not girls, it's men. That because he's aligned that vision. It's kind of like, Joseph, when God told Joseph his brothers were going to bow down to him. It didn't just happen overnight.
No.
Joseph had to grow. Joseph had, like that olive. He had to press that olive. We've had some pressing moments.
Yeah.
But watching God work in those pressing moments has been awesome. And so everything that we're learning is going to be for that house and what those kids are walking in. And so we're ready. And by the time it opens, we're going to be in there with full armor, ready to
And you have
take
to.
on whatever spiritual person that they've been. And that house, that's why we had those scriptures written on that house, because we know that these kids have been fighting, and now we're going to fight. That's where that sponsorship is that scriptures are going to be written on those walls too, once those walls have been sheetrocked and things like that, because this is a battle for them. We're walking with them, with the Lord. They were never alone anyways, but now we're going to make sure that they know that they're loved and chosen.
Okay, so give us the information. Where can they reach you at on, let's do Facebook first.
Okay, it's just Hills and Valleys Refuge on Facebook.
Okay, and what is a number that they can call or email?
A good telephone number, mine is 903-276-0332.
And Hills and Valleys number is 870-840-91.
And guys, I do want to just let you know, if you can personally help, but you can pray. But if you know of anybody else, referrals, or if you know a business owner or a leader in a church somewhere, have them reach out to Michelle and Michael. They would love to show them the facility. I know you would go and visit with them, with them, and just really get the word out. Share the news that this is going to be an awesome place for our young children, and even, children in this area. It may not be just Atlanta, but it may be in the Cass County area. So reach out to them. And I guess one last thing is pray, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Pray all the way around. This is going to be a great benefit for our town and community. And I want to just thank our sponsors today, which is Texarkana Contractors, Domino Federal Credit Union, CMB Bank, and Fire and Knives Restaurant. And I want to also thank Sweet Spot. They've been letting me stay in here and do the podcast. And again, if you cannot find Michael and Michelle, reach out to me. I'm everywhere. So just say, I need to get in touch with those people, and I'll be glad to get you guys set up. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.